Good morning, namaskar, and a very, very warm welcome. I, Shukha Sachdeva, have a privilege to welcome you all at DefSat 2025, which is an intellectual symphony aimed at furthering potentials of disruptive space technology to enhance defensive capabilities, engaging defense industry experts, government officials, investors. I request everyone to kindly rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
It's indeed an honor to welcome Lieutenant General Gurmit Singh, PVSM, UYSM, AVSM, VSM, Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand at the DefSat 2025. Also, I welcome Lieutenant General Manjinder Singh, AVSM, YSM, VSM, General Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Southwestern Command, Air Vice Marshal Rahul Bhasin, Assistant Chief of Air Staff Operations, Lieutenant General PGS Pannu, PVSM, AVSM, VM, former Deputy Chief, Indian Integrated Defence Staff Operations, Dr. Subba, Pavuluri, President, SIA-INDIA, and Shri Anil Prakash, Director General, SIA-INDIA. The three-day conference will not only engage the attendees in a meticulously created 16-panel discussion, 4-tech brief, and most awaited in-space tabletop exercise. It represents a first-of-its-kind initiative in India's space industry landscape, but also in appreciating the exposition, exhibiting innovations from the industry partners. This year's DefSat is all the more special as it strives to extend its ambit to involve homeland security. DefSat 2025 is even more timely in the backdrop of the exemplary developments in the space sector. So, we begin the program by praying to the Almighty with all our gratitude and humbleness with the lamp lighting. So, may I request our chief guests and dignitaries kindly light the lamp. Lighting of lamp, an invocation to the ways of knowledge, constantly active through the medium of the flame of the lamp to dispel all the darkness. It's time for the felicitation of the dignitaries by Dr. Subba, President, SIA-INDIA. May request Dr. Rao to kindly felicitate our chief guest, Lieutenant General Gurmit Singh. Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand. Lieutenant General Manjinder Singh, General Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Southwestern Command. An Air Vice Marshal, an Air Vice Marshal Rahul Bhasin, Assistant Chief of Air Staff Operations, Space. Dr. Subba is a technologist and entrepreneur with extensive experience in Indian space program for over 4 decades. He is one of those early pioneers of private industry in high technology areas. May I request Dr. Rao, the President of SIA-INDIA, to kindly give the welcome address.
Namaskar and good morning. And this is the second day of DefSat that we have going to have. And the first day it was extremely, sir, to brief you on that, we had a very good sessions yesterday, and everything was around space and the defense in the country. And of course various discussions took place, and there emerged a few recommendations also in this as how to what is to be done by the Government of India in the Defence Ministry. That also will be presenting soon, sir. And today the focus is going to be on critical pillars that form the backbone of our defense strategy: secure satellite communications, homeland security applications, and strengthening the innovation ecosystem that empower India's capabilities. I would like to extend a warm welcome to Lieutenant General Gurmit Singh, PVSM, UYSM, AVSM, VSM. Sir, a proud moment for all of us. Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand as our chief guest. Air Vice Marshal Rahul Bhasin, Assistant Chief of Air Staff Operations, that too particularly for space, he will give the special address today. Welcome you, sir. And Lieutenant General Manjinder Singh, AVSM, YSM, VSM, General Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Southwestern Command, for his special address. So welcome you, sir. I was struck by a single undeniable truth. The future of defense lies not just in our technology, but also ability to collaborate, innovate, and adapt the satellite communications and many other applications of the satellites on this. To secure the backbone of defense satellite communications, they are no longer a choice. They are an operational imperative. To give you a sense of scale of global satellite communications market for defense, it is expected to grow huge numbers. In fact, 7.76 billions by 2029. And closer to home, India itself, that we have something like 6.81 billions. That's a kind of the business, and that's a kind of need that the country has today in the defense area, in the communications. By this 2030, very soon, in fact, there's going to be the kind of numbers. And India's advancements in secure, beyond line of sight communications are a testament. In fact, we had a very good discussion yesterday, and the discussion is going to continue today also, sir, on this part. And the quantum encryption and homeland security related, in fact, a lot of things that's going to happen on that. And in this regard, I must tell you that we have Aryabhatta Institute in Nainital, in the state of Uttarakhand, where General Gurmit Singh is the governor now. And that is going to be centric for space activities within the state itself on that. So therefore, we would like to create a kind of a sense of space. In fact, it's the first term in the country that Aryabhatta Institute was created in Nainital. But the entire thing is not penetrated down the line. In fact, Honorable Governor wants this is to be taken to the every nook and corner in the state. Use it for disaster management, for communications, and many other development activities in the state. Hopefully, very soon, with the Aryabhatta Institute as a centric, we'll have something very soon, sir, in that. And we need you to guide us in this respect, and thank you. Thanks for welcoming me again, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rao. It's time for the Defence Space Address by Lieutenant General PJS Pannu, who is the former Deputy Chief IDS Operations, responsible to coordinate joint operations of Army, Navy and Air Force. He had the privilege of initiating Raising Defence Space Agency, Defence Cyber Agency and Special Forces Division. He is a senior advisor to SIA-INDIA. May request Lieutenant General Pannu to kindly present the Defence Space Address.
General Gurmit Singh, Honorable Governor Uttarakhand, Lieutenant General Manjinder Singh, GOC&C Southwestern Command, Air Vice Marshal Rahul Bhasin, ACS Ops, Air Headquarters, ladies and gentlemen, Jai Hind. Today is the second day of DefSat 25. Yesterday, we set the tone by talking about how the multi-domain operations are going to be aggregated and how the future warfare is going to be terrestrial and non-terrestrial combined, where we have the lessons of the terrestrial warfare which are going to be borrowed for the space fraternity for the use of space for warfighting. Many lessons came up yesterday, while the discussions continue today, and tomorrow these discussions are going to culminate into we all getting into the InSpace X 3.0. We go into a different arena this time, that it is not the basic use of space for military use, but should a nation be forced to fight a war, as a nation has not fought an all-out war since 1971, and we see globally the all-out wars are being fought today. And the examples are there in front of us, not at one place, but at many places. There are conflicts which are ongoing, and there are conflicts which have a flashpoint to actually go into operations anytime. So therefore, yesterday, when we started talking about the space resilience, a lot of industry representatives spoke about how do you make sure that you have a resilience and redundancy created out of the hybridization of sensors, and how do you have the GEO, MEO, LEO all put together through interlinking of communication so that we have huge amount of redundancy, because if our space assets are hit, how are we supposed to react to it? Now the point is, who knows when we are going to fight a space war? When we go to an understanding of space war, I would just sum it up by saying it is D4 and I2. And 4 Ds are disrupt, deny, degrade, and destroy. This is how the space assets have to be prepared to protect themselves on one side. If there is a stronger adversary trying to hit our space assets or neutralize them, or should a nation decide to go proactive, this is the obvious sequence that the nation would also follow. So when you disrupt, it is a temporary partial impairment of the utility of space systems, usually without physical damage to the space segments. This can be done anytime. And as we were speaking yesterday, that there are systems which are being spoofed. There are satellite communications which are on mobile direct-to-device. There are a lot of spoofing already happening. So therefore, we are not at war. So therefore, the disruption can happen anytime. It doesn't mean that we are fighting a war. It also does not mean that we are not into it yet. The second D is deny, which is the temporary full elimination of the utility of space systems, usually without physical damage. We all know that we were fighting Kargil war and we were denied the use of GPS. So it means if there is a limited conflict, you would know that if the denial is happening, it is to prevent you from using your assets, which can also be a temporary, but it is a full elimination. It is complete denial, but it can be for a day or 2 days or the number of days that anybody wants to deny this to you. Now, when you step up and you start recognizing that now you are actually getting into the space war is when the degradation starts, which is a permanent partial impairment of the utility of space systems, usually with physical damage. Now, the physical damage happens now you are at war. Not in public gaze yet. The public does not understand. The children are going to school, workers are going to the factory, the governments are working. They have no idea because there are no body bags coming out. So their degradation, there's a physical damage which has happened. Only few handful of scientists or practitioners would know that there is a problem. And then the last D is destroy, which is a permanent full elimination of the utility of space systems, usually with physical damage. Now you're at war. Because of the denial to degradation to destruction will actually send alarms to the political and the diplomatic community to a point that there would be need to react to it. So along with all this, what happens is that there are two I's. That is, there is an information war which is going on, which is a temporary delay of information. A space system that provides and which is usually without physical damage. Now this can happen along with the disruption and delay. But the information warfare again then goes into the next step is to deceive, those measures designed to mislead the adversary by manipulation, distortion, or falsification of evidence to induce the adversary to react in a manner prejudicial to the adversary's interests. Now your national interests are being hit by creating some kind of a disinformation campaign that you are shown in a light where you would not want to be seen as. So therefore, how are these 4 Ds and 2 Is implemented? There are therefore adversaries who are working on space warfare are looking at various means to attack the space systems. Sorry. First is diplomatic, economic. That now you are at the political level where a country wants to protect its national interests, but the adversary is trying to interfere so that you do not successfully prevent your national interests being harmed. So therefore, there is an attempt to limit the adversary's country's deployment, development, and employment of space systems that may threaten national interests, even to deny technology, or to create some kind of a problem in the supply chain, infections coming in, and you find that there has got ramifications even in the economic front. Your critical infrastructure being destroyed, your aircrafts are being misguided. You find that your critical infrastructure is being hit. The aviation safety or the railway safety can get hampered. The second is that the fourth and the fifth frontier combined together, fourth being space and the fifth being cyber, and use of cyber weaponization through space is a possibility through jamming, spoofing, and hijacking of a satellite. The point satellite sensors, that is the heat exchangers to the sun, so which can physically damage the sensors. We can also see randomly spinning of satellites, randomly turn-offs of satellite subsystems, induction of satellite burn to burn up the reserve fuel. The satellite without a fuel is a dead body. And also, further down, you can go into a directed energy weapons through use of lasers and high-powered microwaves, which can blind the satellite sensors. It can affect the imagery, and it can also start tracking your systems and selectively destroying them, and destroy the satellite systems even with the use of high-power lasers. The next is a physical attack. Now, these physical attacks on the terrestrial systems, while whatever is happening on space is happening, there can be a bomb threat, or the special forces can physically go and destroy a ground and earth station facility. And therefore, once the ground stations are destroyed, there is nothing that can come from the space to the earth. So therefore, these physical attacks can be based on the kinetical vehicles, and they also cause debris in the space, and they can be inspector or maintenance satellites, which are there for maintenance. They've got robotic arms. They can grab the satellites and pull them to a useless orbit, or disassemble satellites, or cut wires. Paint satellite systems. You can actually throw some kind of a solution or a paint where the sensors and solar panels and the radiators and the antennas can start misbehaving. Ultimately, what the aim is that the first level of space warfare is that you want to create a good ISR system which gives you a great observation. So at different levels, you achieve the space warfare through different gradations at the tactical level, at the operational, at the strategic level. At the tactical level, for the ISR, you have onboard sensors. At the operational, you have the space surveillance network, which can aggregate a lot of surveillance network and bring it down for the operational use. Ultimately, at the strategic level, feeding it to the National Intelligence Agency. At the second level is that after you have done that observation, you go into orientation, and the orientation is for meshed intelligence, which is done through onboard sensor fusion. And at the operational level, you take it to the space intelligence centers, and at the strategic level, take it to the national intelligence centers. So the national agencies and national intelligence centers put together will be able to analyze. And the moment you start using the artificial intelligence, the machine learning into analytics, you are now ready to decide. So the observation orientation has already happened. Now it is time to decide. At the tactical level, you have onboard decision algorithms which are working. And at the operational level, you have the center support for operations or national support decision centers. Here, the decision centers are the ones where the commanders are actually autonomously looking at the decisions being either suggested to them, or this is where the decisions are taken as to how we have to go ahead and execute. And ultimately, at the strategic level, it will be a combined force space command, that all the MDO attributes, all the different services, all different domains would have taken a decision what is to be done, and these decisions have to be aggregated at the highest level, which is even at the CCS level. So ultimately, now it is time to act. You have decided. Now, how do you act? At tactical level, there are onboard execution algorithms. There are, at the operational level, satellite control networks. And at the strategic level, you have the action through the theater forces which are integrated when you talk about the theater command. Now, this is the sequence through which the two adversaries would either raise the ante to a point that they go to all-out war, or they stop before the all-out war, and yet you are into a space warfare of a kind where only first two Ds and the first one I go into it. All you know, ladies and gentlemen, we could be already in a space war. We do not know when we will have the denial to disruption to destruction coming in. I think the preparation is on. If we do not prepare for this eventuality, we shall be surprised. And therefore, we have planned a war game that we are going to have tomorrow is between the two imaginary space forces belonging to two nations which are spacefaring, which are actually claiming to be superior powers. One developing, another developed, with a huge amount of military industrial complex already at play. One law-abiding and seeking collaborations for development, and the other one actually developed and now looking for proxies, because the direct space warfare may not actually come from where you think it will come. So looking at proxies and to make it interesting, one force is emerging and getting into defense space, and the other force is a nation where they have already practiced space wars and are prepared for it. I think once we go through tomorrow's exercise, it will be very clear how the industry needs to support. In the standoff warfare, they have a huge role. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, General Pannu. Moving ahead, Air Vice Marshal Rahul Bhasin, VM, he took charge as Assistant Chief of Air Staff Operations Space in April 2024. He has held varied appointments in his career. Prior to his current appointment, he was the Air Force Air Officer Commanding-in-Advance Headquarters, Eastern Air Command. May request Air Vice Marshal Rahul Bhasin, Assistant Chief of Air Staff Operation, to kindly present his special address.
General Gurmit Singh, Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand, General Pannu, General Manjinder Singh, Dr. Subba, members of the audience, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. At the outset, my compliments to SIA for organizing this third edition of DefSat, very appropriately themed on integrated space capabilities for multi-domain operations. Given the increasing realization and the emphasis of the contributions of the space domain to MDO, I think it's very important to organize events and dialogues of this nature so that all of us can at least stay with, if not ahead of the curve. The enhanced utilization of space resources in the operational domains of land, air, and sea has made space a common enabler for everyone. The increased dependence on space for both civilian and military applications has significantly magnified the strategic importance of the space operations, making it a crucial domain for national security and defense. This dependence spans a wide range of essential services and capabilities, from satellite communications and GNSS to space-based surveillance and reconnaissance. Our northern neighbor is fast emerging as a leader amongst spacefaring nations and is likely to outpace even the US very soon. As I keep emphasizing in all forums, it is now time for us to act fast to develop our own space capabilities if we are not to lag too far behind, because we are all convinced that the outcomes of all future wars will very likely be defined by space operations. In the Indian context, amongst the three services, the IAF has its operational role most closely knitted with space operations. From the very beginning, the IAF's operations have always aimed to achieve control of higher grounds, and the evolution of space operations has just enhanced the ceiling beyond the atmosphere. The IAF has always aligned its operations with the rapid developments in space technology and operations, and would continue to do so in future as well. Considering the likely threats, which could be in space, through space, or from space, the IAF, being responsible for the air defense of the country, needs and is going to expand its situational awareness beyond the domain of air. Space situational awareness and air situational awareness are going to be integrated to have a seamless and integrated air and space situational awareness to thwart any imminent threats, especially from territorial near space regions. Therefore, in the very near future, the IAF will be integrating space situational awareness with our existing integrated air command and control system, hopefully within this year itself. The growing reliance on space for a wide array of military and civilian applications, coupled with the evolving nature of grey zone warfare, underscores the multifaceted challenges facing national security and defense. The potential for disruption, as has been brought out, spans across communication, navigation, surveillance, and beyond, highlighting the strategic importance of space and the need for resilience and robust security measures to mitigate the risks. Satellite communications, which underpin military and civilian networks worldwide, can become a prime target in any gray zone conflict. The disruption of these communications can isolate military units, hinder emergency response efforts, and even disrupt global commerce. Similarly, interference with GNSS systems affects not just navigation and timing for military operations, but also civilian sectors which are reliant on precise timing, including banking, logistics, etc. Disruptions in these satellite-reliant systems can have cascading effects which impact everything from civilian air travel to military force deployments. The new dimension is the rise of the commercial space enterprises, which redefines the space domain globally and certainly within the country also. Historically, space remained a largely government enterprise-driven domain. Prohibitive costs, immense technical risks, and long development timelines created entry barriers for most non-government entities. However, the new order offers both opportunities as well as potential vulnerabilities if the balance between regulation and unfettered progress falters. For India, the evolving partnership models necessitate an updated national framework to balance the strategic autonomy with participation in a commercial space industry, which is going to be driven more and more by non-government entities. Our own aspirations of space are driven by our judgment and belief that space power enables the country's military modernization and drives its economic and technological advancements. To stay abreast of other spacefaring nations, especially in the perspective of national security, we need to bring up the local industry by promoting Atmanirbharta. Towards this, our domestic educational and research institutes also need to gear up to the rapidly changing technology and requirements in the field of space. As space becomes increasingly contested, with strategic, commercial, and scientific interests intersecting, there is a pressing need to prepare a workforce that is not only technically skilled, but also adaptable, innovative, and equipped to tackle the complexities of space operations. This preparation involves a blend of technical education, strategic training, and a commitment to continuous learning and innovation. The development of such a flexible and responsive workforce, particularly in the context of fighting hidden battles, it is a challenge that requires a comprehensive approach both to education as well as training. This is required both within these services as well as in the larger context of the country. The foundation of a space workforce's capabilities lies in rigorous technical education encompassing areas such as aerospace engineering, satellite technology, and cybersecurity. These disciplines provide the necessary technical grounding for professionals to design, deploy, and maintain assets in space effectively. Additionally, specialized knowledge in the fields of SSA, space weather, and application of AI in space technologies is crucial for navigating the challenges in the space domain. Towards this, space agencies, academia, and space associations like SIA could and must play a huge role in developing such a workforce for the country. In conclusion, the way forward requires a concerted effort by the entire Indian space ecosystem to foster norms that promote the gainful utilization of space, ensuring its accessibility and its sustainability for future generations. It would be unwise to believe that the present capabilities will be adequate to deal with the threats and conflicts of the future. Future joint operations will rely on aerospace forces to provide not only freedom from attack, but also, crucially, the freedom to attack. The IF remains bullish about our defense space capabilities, and I'm convinced that interactions and dialogues of this nature, like DefSat 25, help us chart the right way forward. In the end, I would like to reaffirm that the Indian Defence Forces, especially the Indian Air Force, remain absolutely committed to deter any aggression and safeguard our national interests through integrated space capabilities. Thank you all for a patient hearing. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Air Vice Marshal Rahul Bhasin. Moving ahead, Lieutenant General Manjinder Singh, AVSM, YSM, VSM, is a General Officer Commanding-in-Chief of the Southwestern Command since July 2024. The General has actually combat experience in the intense counter-terrorist operation against the dreaded LTTE in Sri Lanka as a part of Indian peacekeeping force operations and fighting militancy in J&K. He has a distinguished military career spanning over 38 long years. May I request General Manjinder Singh to kindly present his special address.
Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand, Lieutenant General Gurmit Singh, General PGS Pannu, AVM Rahul, and Dr. Subba, brothers, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to each one of you. It's indeed my proud privilege here to address this august gathering, and we embark on this journey of continued learning through this seminar on integrating space capabilities in multi-domain operations and focusing on leveraging disruptive technologies to enhance India's defense capabilities. The need for integrated space capability to conduct multi-domain operations is of critical importance to defense and security of the nation, especially in the contemporary security landscape that we are faced with. Our challenges are diverse, from managing conventional threats to addressing non-traditional threats in the cyber and information domain. We face significant challenges across both our borders. Through MDO, we can synchronize actions across domains to counter threats in the Himalayan region, as also enhance maritime security in the Indian Ocean region, and develop credible deterrence in cyber and space domain, vital for our strategic stability. MDO as a concept, being relatively new, has been the focus of our all discussions, especially in the strategic circles of the past couple of years. Taking a step further, we at Southwestern Command took a challenge to first make a war game on MDO plans through a graded approach. We well-created seminar on MDO was a precursor which was held at Jaipur on 28th and 29th of November to make the military commanders aware about the essentials of what MDO entails, how can it be leveraged, and how it can be developed for fighting further capabilities, in which we are thankful to all the best speakers, the SMEs who came here to teach the military leaders today, from the civil fraternity and from veteran fraternity. Most of the SMEs of all domains participated in the seminar that made the stage set for the MDO set, which was a technical conference to support the conventional plans. The theaters were able to make the MDO plans to support the conventional plans, thereby making us aware that what are the capabilities, where do we lack, and all those problems which are faced today were flagged to the authorities to ensure that the development in MDO capabilities keep in pace and we are not lagging behind as compared to adversaries. In the technical conference, we could not deliberate upon space as a separate domain, but chose to discuss the aspects related to utilizing space assets in ISR, PNT, and communication. This, I must admit, was partially due to limited understanding of the four-dimension warfare, and I am therefore delighted here today to be part of this enlightened gathering here today, to learn and also to share what was the understanding in these two activities which we undertook in Jaipur, the seminar followed by the set. Space as a critical domain in supporting multi-domain operations. Space is no longer restricted to fields of scientific exploration and endeavors. Space has brought in unprecedented advantages and along with it, the new threats. Daily life is reliant on space, and of the armed forces, space underpins vital battle-winning technologies. It is now a vital arena for ensuring national security, economic resilience, and technological supremacy. We are seeing the space domain become more competitive, congested, and contested. Militaries worldwide are increasingly depending on space-based assets to enable operations across land, air, sea, cyber, and electromagnetic spectrum. Adversaries understand this and reliance and increasingly able to exploit vulnerabilities. Therefore, our strategic ability and security is also threatened. As the ultimate vantage point, space provides unique capabilities that are indispensable to achieving information dominance, situational awareness, and operational precisions, key tenets of MDO, due to which integration of space-based assets warfare becomes indispensable to modern militaries. As deliberation during the previous session, that is yesterday, revealed that 3 core areas where space as domain in military sports in MDO are ISR, PNT, and SATCOM. Real-time precision ISR capabilities, especially from the hinterland, ensures informed decision-making across domains, while SATCOM systems enable seamless coordination between formations operating on different thrust lines, even the far most remote and contested areas. Navigation systems such as NAVIC provide precise location data, thereby ensuring accuracy in targeting without a fear of being jammed. Thus, the importance of space in MDO. Emerging threats in the space domain. However, the strategic importance of space has also made it contested domain, adversely developing anti-satellite capabilities, weapons, jamming systems, cyber tools to disrupt space-based assets. Cyber attacks on satellite and ground stations are increasingly, as highlighted by General Pannu himself. For example, during Russia-Ukraine conflict, cyber attacks targeted VSAT satellite systems, disrupting communication across Europe. Non-state actors may exploit cyber vulnerabilities to target critical space systems. Adversaries developing jamming technologies to disrupt satellite signals would now cripple navigation, targeting, and communication system integral to MDO. In such an environment, protecting and maintaining our space assets is critical for ensuring effectiveness of MDO. India's Mission Shakti 2019 successfully demonstrated our capabilities in anti-satellite technology, marked a significant milestone in safeguarding our space infrastructure. Yet as we move forward, we must continue to enhance our defense postures in space, ensure security of our critical space assets, and developing countermeasures to defend against emerging threats. India's role in space domain. India has emerged a significant player in the space domain, with the Indian Space Research Organization leading advancements in technology and establishment of Defense Space Agency and Defense Space Research Organization. India is well poised to integrate the space capabilities into MDO. There is no denying that ISRO has been the forefront in developing robust, self-reliant, and reputed space infrastructure in the country. Armed forces have played a significant part in coordinating ISRO and other bodies to make India a leading space player in the world. Our armed forces must seek out and seize the enduring strategic advantage opportunities offered by space. This implies integrating space capabilities and services across the whole spectrum, including operational planning, doctrine, capability development, training, and education. Leveraging space capabilities for national defense. Leveraging disruptive space technology is pivotal to enhancing India's defense capabilities, especially in an area where space is no longer just a strategic edge, but a critical operational domain. India's ability to harness these advanced technologies is central to ensure national security and maintaining competitive edge. Here I'd like to list out few such technologies that are required to be harnessed. First and foremost, advanced satellite systems for ISR. India's existing space infrastructure like Cartosat, Ceres, and RISAT satellites already plays a crucial role in monitoring adversarial activities through high-resolution imagery and ELINT capabilities. The integration of disruptive space technologies such as hyperspectral imaging and multispectral sensing can significantly enhance India's intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities. These technologies facilitate a deeper and more precise understanding of the battlefield, enabling real-time decision-making, force deployment, target identification, and threat assessments. Miniaturization of constellation and satellites. The smaller, cost-effective LEO satellites can provide consistency in coverage. The potent of CubeSat, a miniature satellite with powerful sensors, could provide tactical intelligence and low-cost redundancy, supporting seamless integration of space into India's broader defense strategy. Associated with this is the requirement of satellite-based mesh communication systems, reduce communication latency, and have a broader coverage footprint. Space-based missile defense systems. The development of space-based missile defense technology could greatly enhance India's ability to detect and neutralize ballistic missile threats. Space-based sensors capable of detecting missile launches and even tracking potential threats in the atmosphere or exo-atmosphere can provide early warning systems and offer a significant advantage over the adversaries. This will complement terrestrial and aerial missile defense systems like Akash and S-400 and ensure comprehensive coverage against missile threats. AI for autonomous space operations. The integration of artificial intelligence in space operations is poised to enhance operational capabilities of India's defense forces. AI algos can analyze vast volumes of data from satellites, providing commanders with productive insights of tactical operations. Additionally, AI can also enable autonomous satellite systems capable of performing tasks such as collision avoidance, real-time decision-making, and rapid anomaly detection, reducing human intervention and improving overall mission efficiency. Secure and resilient satellite communication systems. The need to develop high-throughput communication satellites capable of supporting massive data exchanges in contested environment. Presently, the communication satellite functioning is based on ground hubs acting as relays and the weakest link in the chain, being prone to low-cost physical and cyber attacks. Development of hubless architecture for communication without involvement of ground station will be a game changer in the space-based communications. Space-based alert and command capabilities. Project Kautilya demonstrated capabilities in acquiring alerts through space-based platforms. It's imperative that we expedite completion of Project Samoha and also upgrade it to enhance consistent alert coverage. Further developing capabilities require comment from space needs to be progressed in a cogent manner as it would enhance our ability to hear the adversary operating in the hinterland. That's otherwise much beyond the capability of space-based combat assets today. Offensive and defensive space capabilities. With space getting more and more congested and contested, the need for both active defense and offensive capabilities inbuilt into the satellites. Satellites that can onboard countermeasures against ASAT attacks, such as maneuverability and debris avoidance technologies, and developing direct energy weapons and cyber tools for space-based offensive operation to neutralize the adversary satellite could be a key to enhance our survivability in space. Space situational awareness and threat mitigation. SSA systems will play a critical role in monitoring and mitigating potential threats to India's space assets. Developing advanced SSA capabilities, including real-time monitoring of space debris and detection of hostile activities like ASAT operations, will allow India to defend its assets and space intel respond productively to emerging threats. Reusable and responsive launch systems. India has come a long way in developing satellite launch capabilities and has become a global leader with contracts from developing countries. However, we also need to have rapid launch capabilities by developing small reusable rockets to quickly deploy replacement satellites in case of losses. Also, capabilities such as spaceless planes that can conduct operations and return to Earth need to be developed, offering flexibility in MDO scenario. Civil-military collaborations. Leveraging commercial space technology through partnership with private sectors players will further accelerate India's defense capabilities. The fast-growing private sector can offer flexible, cost-effective, and rapid access to space, fostering both innovation and strengthening defense capabilities. A collaborative approach can help achieve scalable and sustainable solutions. And I think this seminar is well poised on the same platform to enhance and learn the needs of the military and the academia and industry develop those needs so that tomorrow we become stronger and more defended nation. Building a competitive edge. To fully harness the potential of space for national defense, India must prioritize the development of internal space infrastructure by investing in resilient infrastructure and ensuring robust security protocols that can safeguard space assets and maintain operational security. Sovereign command and control systems must be developed to ensure uninterrupted operation, particularly in high-tempo operations. The ability to respond in real time to emerging threats requires that our space-based assets be adaptable and resilient. Developing effective space domain awareness system is critical to ensuring that we monitor, predict, and mitigate these threats in space. While self-reliance remains a critical tenet of India's space policy, international cooperation will also play a critical role in advancing the country's space capabilities. Partnership with countries like USA, France, and Japan, as well as participation in forums like Quad, will enable India to access advanced technologies, share space-based intelligence, and enhance space security cooperations. The way forward. Space is no longer the final frontier. It's a foundation upon which modern warfare and security rests. Its role in supporting multi-domain operations is transformative, enabling unmatched intelligence, seamless communication, and precision targeting. To support MDO in the future, we must treat space as a domain of opportunity and resilience. It requires investment in cutting-edge technologies, resilient infrastructure, and skilled manpower. By building robust offensive and defensive capabilities, securing international collaborations, and advancing innovations, we as a nation can ensure dominance in this critical domain. The integration of space into MDO is not just a necessity, but it's a cornerstone of achieving superiority and ensuring success in battlefield of the future. So let us all prepare today for challenging opportunities offered by space, the final frontier. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, General Manjinder Singh. Now it's time for the release of the India Space Congress report. It's a report made basis on the 3rd Annual Indian Space Congress 2024, which was held on 26 to 20th of June 2024 under the theme Space Innovation, Bridging Boundaries and Transforming Tomorrow. It aims to elevate India's space capabilities to international collaboration. The multi-track event has more than 40 sessions scheduled to delve into critical topics including satellite technology, space exploration, policy frameworks, and global cooperation, along with special country sessions of Italy, Switzerland, and Australia. This comprehensive report is designed to strengthen strategic alliances, promote innovation, and pave the way for a robust and sustainable space ecosystem in India, providing robust key recommendations discussed during the conference. It's indeed an honor to release this report by our Honorable Chief Guest, General Gurmit Singh, along with our special dignitaries. Thank you so much. Lieutenant General Gurmit Singh, PVSM, UYSM, AVSM, VSM, is a distinguished former Deputy Chief of Staff of Indian Army. He has dedicatedly and with great honor served the nation. His expertise in border issues and counter-terrorism has been instrumental in enhancing India's defense capabilities. He is also recognized for his academic achievements, renowned for his military acumen and distinguished services in Indian Army. Lieutenant General Gurmit Singh currently serves as the Governor of Uttarakhand. May I request General Gurmit Singh to kindly present his inaugural address on this august occasion.
Jai Hind. First of all, a very happy new year to each one of you. In fact, this 2025 happy new year is something different because we have walked into the 25th year. We have closed the first quarter century. And this moment of evolution is the moments of transformation and modernization. I think this is a moment when the technology is coming absolutely in the full bloom. The way artificial intelligence, metaverse, quantum engineering, quantum computing, the way cyberspace, the way the entire dynamics of drone, robotics, missiles, and the way the security and defense is taking a new turn. Non-contact warfare, precision technology is redefining the entire thing. At times I wonder, this word space, when you look innocently at this word space and you leave out S and P, what is left is ACE. I think space has got that ACE element to lead the entire transformation, change and modernization. And if you leave only the S out of space, then this is the one which is going to set the pace of the changes which is going to come about. So to me, this is one topic that we need to prioritize. When I look at Dr. Subba Pavuluri ji, in his name the last word is Pavuluri. I only look at the last three letters, that is URI, Uri. Because for an army man, you only look at the defense portion of it. Even at the space, I look at the defense and space collaboration and how does it integrate to give the national security and prosperity to the country. I think it is a perspective. I'm feeling very happy that such an august gathering is here today to decide what is the future that we're looking for ourselves as a nation. This year also, 2025, we have already seen as a nation a dream for ourselves, the dream of 2047, a dream to say Viksit Rashtra, Atmanirbhar Bharat or Vishwa Guru. अगर उसको अचीव करना है तो the only way is to adopt technology, and we have to walk the pace of cyber space and the evolution. To me, even the aim of $1 trillion economy of 2 digits will only happen once we understand the integration of the space and the economy. I think that is what is one looking at. Because these 3 days that you're going to deliberate, ये जो मंथन और चिंतन आप करेंगे और उसमें से जो अमृत निकलेगा, मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले समय में ये हमको एक नया डायरेक्शन देने वाला है. Actually, it's a matter of immense pride for me to stand here in a Manekshaw Center, Ashoka Hall, because to me, I get connected with my roots of learning and the quest to learn. And today, the focus of quest to learn is in the space. I'm very happy that the 5 components of us, industry, defense, academicians, public, and people, I'm exceedingly happy that today we have 14 women sitting out here. They have also enjoined to give that woman power, the girl power into the space power that we're looking at. So to me, it is an integrated perspective. When I look at Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, Ekam is the first letter with which Guru Granth Sahib starts. Most important is integration. And I'm very happy that integration is something that you're looking as the outcome of the entire thing. We meet out here, we discuss, we express our ideas, but more important is how do we integrate on a common dream that the nation has got. Actually, this confluence of the defense and the space technology, it is marking a pivotal step. And this is the 3rd edition of the defense set, and I'm exceedingly fortunate. For me, it is the 2nd one to attend. So I can see the growth in this. And this is what is going to strengthen Indian security, innovation, and self-reliance. Actually, Defense Act 2025 is a result of a commitment harnessing the immense potential of space technology to serve our nation and global interest. I had started going for defense expos from 2017. I retired in 2016. And then I understood the power of academia, power of industry to integrate with the armed forces. In one of my trips to Hyderabad, I went to his laboratory, Dr. Subba Rao's laboratory. Then I understood that how far ahead we are in the higher end of the technology, how ahead we are in the cutting edge technology, but we have not been able to integrate into the overall perspective of our evolution into this age of space. We have actually entered an era where defense and space are intrinsically linked. They are interconnected. This integration has become a cornerstone of our strategic security and development framework. A robust defense space energy is critical to address modern threats, be it terrestrial, cyber, or space-based. In fact, we got to look at the overall spectrum of the threats which are emerging. The recent conflicts which are on, be it in Syria, Ukraine, Israel, in that area, we can understand how the space, how the artificial intelligence, and how the technologies is affecting the outcome of the conflict that we are having. One thing is definite, that India's defense capabilities will be strengthened through advancement in the space technology, real-time surveillance, and satellite communication to navigation and precision targeting. I'm very happy that all the speakers have highlighted the perspective of ISR. In fact, this was the outcome, the result of last year's in defense war game that we had, this war game 2.0 which we had last year, that had concluded to say that we have to focus on this important topic of ISR. One thing is definite, that the space technology contributes not only to military excellence but also to India's economic resilience. This is going to have a major effect towards our aspiration and dreams of trillion, two-digit economy that we're looking ahead to. In the recent studies, India's space economy is poised to reach $44 billion by 2033. However, achieving this requires increased collaboration. And I think DefSat is filling in that aspect of collaboration, mutual learning, coordination, and cooperation within our own self. There's a requirement that all the segments who are all the stakeholders, be it government, private sector, and the research institution, must together on this challenge of our evolution in the topic space. It is important that the industries must innovate, while policymakers must create enabling environment for investment and growth. There has to be combined effort by each and everybody. This collaboration will unleash the potential of our talented entrepreneurs, researchers, and scientists. We have seen one thing, that in our evolution in the space technology and the space resources, we have come out with the best innovations, and the low cost and the effectiveness is something which has surprised the entire world. Our investment in the space technology is not just about satellites and rockets. It is about building an ecosystem where technology powers economic growth, ensures self-reliance, and elevates India's standing on global stage. I have come from Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand is known as Devabhoomi. There's a place which is known as DefSat. And in that DefSat, there is a Shiv Mandir. It's an open Shiv Mandir. And just next to that are the three telescopes, 1.3, 3.6, 4.0 of Aryabhat Research Institute, Observational Sciences, ARIES. Their director is here. Please get up. Dr. Manish is the director. I would request each one of you to please come to Nainital, come to Haldwani, and come to this place, DefSat. You'll be able to observe the space so beautifully from there. But what wonders to me is that one of the Rishi Muni selected that place and called it as the DefSat. You can have the best observation of the space from that place. I also wonder, हमारी भारत की सभ्यता संस्कृति और उस वेद पुराण उपनिषदों में जो लिखा है, Nainital is 79 degrees longitude, and all the 12 Mahashivlings are all located on 79, and this mandir is also located on that 79 longitude. So we got to understand what is the linkage भारत का, भारत की सभ्यता संस्कृति और हमारा जो साइंटिफिक जो एक जड़ है, रूट है, उसका ब्रह्मांड और स्पेस के साथ में क्या कनेक्शन है. I personally feel in our DNA we have a better connectivity to go in for research, innovations and successes in the area of space. The entire country was touched जब माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जब हमारा चंद्रयान 2 के बाद में, चाहे वो असफलता थी, लेकिन वो जो हग किया, जो इमोशनल हग किया था, that was the motivation and inspiration for every scientist who deal in the topic of space. And what a beautiful victory we had for ourselves. South Pole, not attempted before. Chandrayaan 3. And that was a success which the entire world really looks up to. I think we have a big areas to achieve in this area of space technology. पता नहीं बताते बताते अंदर से बहुत इमोशनैलिटी आती है that I think this is one area where we can achieve a lot for ourselves. India's space program has proved again and again, time and again, that ambitions, vision and innovations can break barriers. I personally feel that we got to take this message to our schools, we got to take this message to our colleges, and we got to take this message to every Indian that for us the future lies in space, cyber, future lies in AI, metaverse and quantum computing. I think this is a message which must emanate from these 3 days of deliberations that we're going to do out here. Once again, I would repeat, the missions like Chandrayaan 3, historic soft landing, that too on a tough, unattempted moon's south pole. Aditya L1, the first solar observatory. And it's a fact that when we had the success and the soft landing at the same time, others they tried and they couldn't be successful almost at the same time. You know, this has actually cemented India's position as a global space power. At times, कभी-कभी ऐसा लगता है we don't know our self-worth. We need to understand our self-worth in this area of space technology and what we achieved till now. Gaganyaan mission, which will make India one of the few nations to send humans into space. We never forget ex-NDA, Rakesh, who sent us the message from there. That was the start for our aspiration. When I go to school and colleges and I ask the young student, "Aap bade hokar kya banenge?" I feel so thrilled. They started coming out with areas like space scientist banenge, space mein jayenge. William Sunita bhi wahi hai. So these are the things which are changing the psyche. And I think from here should emanate those thoughts which get embedded straight into Atma of India to score high in the area of the space. Deep space exploration mission to Mars, Venus and beyond is what we got to be looking at this moment. It is definite what I have talked about, what emotionality I have tried to bring about. It is not just that India is participating in the global space race, but it is leading with innovative, cost-effective solution. Somebody compared a movie to exhibit space mission costed more than what our satellite which reached the space. That actually shows that we are the one who will be the best in the area of producing cost-effective missions with accuracy and precision in times to come. I'm very happy that the theme of this conference is integrated space capabilities for multi-domain operations. It is particularly relevant in today's context First component, integrated, and secondly, multi-domain. I think this is one area where we got to be focusing on, and that will only happen once we integrate our own self on a collective aim and aspirations that we have. Emerging threats of hypersonic weapons, cyber attacks, anti-assist, area denial require us to rethink our strategies and develop robust countermeasures. These are challenges, and we must find solutions on these challenges which are in front of us. I'm very happy that you have planned exercise like InSpace 3.0. It is 3.0 or 3.0? It has got to be O because it's connected to space. This is critical to refine our capabilities and preparing us for the challenges of tomorrow. Some of the key focus areas that we got to work on already brought out, but once again I like to emphasize collaboration across sector. We can't be working in silos. We got to integrate. And I'm exceedingly happy that armed forces have taken that step where there's a purple color. There's a color of integration. There's a color of one solution for the entire problem. And this has already become the part of the personality of the armed forces. We have to balance economic growth and national security. I think it is important that space technology actually is a dual-purpose tool, driving economic growth while strengthening the national security. While looking at India's vision for global leadership, I feel that as one of the leading space powers, India has a responsibility to shape a collaborative and secure space environment globally. We must understand what is our responsibilities as far as the global setting is concerned and the space topic is concerned. The significance of satellites in defense cannot be overstated, providing unparalleled advantages in intelligence, information, surveillance, and communication. India's space and defense mission play a crucial role in advancing several sustainable development goals, SDGs that we call. Overall, it has got a big bearing on Pragati, development, and the progress that we are looking at. India's commitment to space and defense mission significantly contributes to the global pursuit of these sustainable development across various sectors and goals. Our space and defense advancements have not occurred in isolation. It has been marked by spirit of international collaboration. The nation actively participates in joint space missions, shares satellite data, which also assists us for the disaster management and R&D projects. While India has achieved commendable success in space and defense, it faces challenges too that require continued dedication and innovation. Fast evolving nature of technology and geopolitical landscape necessitates constant vigilance and adaptation. I'm very happy that today General Pannu, he said ultimately you have to act, and Air Vice Marshal Bhasin said act fast, and General Manjinder said prepare today. But the message was one thing, that you can't postpone it, you can't have procrastination, you can't delay it. We got to collectively act on this issue. I would invite each one of you to Uttarakhand if you want to be closer to the space. We have Himalayas with us, we have divinity and spirituality with us. And we have developed large number of astro clubs in Uttarakhand. I would request, please come and visit Uttarakhand from the perspective of space too. In fact, earlier when I was a student, I used to think that acronym SSA means Sat Shri Akal. But today I learned it is Space Situational Awareness. And Space Situational Awareness Observatory in Uttarakhand signifies a giant leap in India's space capabilities. This initiative aligns with our vision and for a safer, more secure and sustainable future. I'm definite about it. Looking at the leadership, looking at the people, looking at my universities in Uttarakhand, Uttarakhand will continue to work with unwavering commitment to support these national goals. India's journey in space and defense advancement is about determination, innovation, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Before I congratulate SIA-India and all organizers for their outstanding effort in bringing this event to life, your dedication is laying the foundation for a safer, more and prosperous India. I would say that this is the third, and we got to continue with these additions so that we can go in for a more collaboration, more integration. We integrate each and everybody. I would request that please involve all the schools, the youth. They are the one who's going to build the future for us. My big compliments to General Pannu for such a beautiful talk, such a detailed one, and absolutely straight from the heart. My compliments to AVM Rahul Bhasin, who looks after the space from the operational perspective in the Air Force, to have brought out the thing so candidly. And my big appreciation for General Manjinder, who gave us a detailed and a comprehensive look into the challenges which lie in front of us. And so beautifully he brought out this aspect of ISR, which is a very important component that we got to prepare ourselves. Integrated space capabilities के माध्यम से, after I have gone to Uttarakhand, now Hindi has become such a part of my soul. Until I speak in that Hindi, मुझको ऐसा लगता है मैंने बात ही नहीं किया है, संवाद ही नहीं किया है. इसलिए कुछ एक सोच है जो मैं हिंदी में प्रकट करना चाहता हूँ. इंटीग्रेटेड स्पेस कैपेबिलिटीज के माध्यम से हम न केवल अंतरिक्ष से जुड़ी चुनौतियों का सामना कर सकते हैं, बल्कि हम अपनी रक्षा क्षमताओं को भी व्यापक बना सकते हैं. नॉन काइनेटिक स्पेस वॉरफेयर, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वॉरफेयर और एंटी स्पूफिंग तकनीकों से में विशेषज्ञता, एक्सपर्टीज हमें संभावित खतरों से निपटने में सक्षम बनाती है. दिस इज द वॉइस फ्रॉम उत्तराखंड. एक बहुत सुंदर बात कही है कि भारत ने स्पेस डिप्लोमेसी को अपनी विदेश नीति का हिस्सा बनाया है. हमने कई देशों के साथ तकनीकी सहयोग और मिशन साझेदारी स्थापित की है. भारत की यह पहल न केवल हमारे तकनीकी प्रभुत्व को प्रदर्शित करती है, बल्कि यह ग्लोबल स्थिरता, वैश्विक स्थिरता और सहयोग का संदेश भी देती है. और एक और पैराग्राफ बड़ा सुंदर लिखा है, आई मस्ट रीड इट. वो उत्तराखंड की आत्मा से है कि मैं आप सबके मध्य उत्तराखंड का भी प्रतिनिधित्व कर रहा हूं. हमारा राज्य जो देवभूमि के रूप में जाना जाता है, नवाचार और दृढ़ संकल्प का भी प्रतीक है. हमारे युवा और संस्थान एरोस्पेस, साइबर सुरक्षा और आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस में अपना महत्वपूर्ण योगदान दे रहे हैं. मैं गर्व के साथ कह सकता हूं कि उत्तराखंड ने हमेशा देश की रक्षा और विकास में अपनी भूमिका निभाई है. यहाँ के प्रतिभावान युवा हमारी सामरिक क्षमताओं को मजबूत कर रहे हैं. विद दिस आई कम टू द एंड टू से, अंत में मैं डिफेंस सैट 2025 के आयोजकों और इस मंच पर उपस्थित सभी गणमान्य व्यक्तियों को बधाई देना चाहूँगा. आप सभी का प्रयास न केवल हमारे देश की रक्षा और अंतरिक्ष क्षमताओं को मजबूत कर रहा है, बल्कि एक उज्जवल और सुरक्षित भविष्य की नींव भी रख रहा है. Why I'm speaking in Hindi? The reason is that this topic must permeate, must go to the last soul. भारत की हर आत्मा को पता होना चाहिए ताकि हम इस ब्रह्मांड से, इस स्पेस से, इस स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी और इस स्पेस वॉरफेयर के लिए एकदम तैयार रहें. We got to involve each and every Bharatiya into this game. आइए हम सभी मिलकर एक सशक्त और आत्मनिर्भर भारत के निर्माण की दिशा में कदम बढ़ाएं. नमस्कार, प्रणाम और जय हिंद.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद जनरल गुरमीत सिंह. बहुत सारी अपरिचित बातों से आपने हमें अवगत कराया, हमारी शक्ति और क्षमता के बारे में ज्ञान दिया और ऐसी अहम बातें हिंदी के माध्यम से हम सबके हृदयों तक पहुँचे. सो थैंक यू फॉर ऑल द वर्ड्स ऑफ विजडम. इंडीड एन ऑनर. May I request now Shri Anil Prakash, Director General, SIA India, to kindly present the vote of thanks.
हमारे चहेते जनरल गुरमीत सिंह माननीय गवर्नर उत्तराखंड, हम चहेते इसलिए कहते हैं कि उन्होंने हमारा उत्साह वर्धन तीसरी बार किया है, 2 बार डेफसेट में और 1 बार इंडिया स्पेस कांग्रेस में. सर, हम तहे दिल से आपका शुक्रिया करते हैं. जनरल मंजिंदर, AVM भसीन, जनरल पन्नू, डॉक्टर सुब्बा के नेतृत्व में जो आज अभी समारोह किया गया, वो एक नींव का पत्थर शामिल होने जा रहा है. मैं सर आपको आश्वासन देता हूँ SIA-INDIA की तरफ से. और मैं यहाँ पर एक और अनाउंसमेंट और बिहाफ SIA-INDIA से करना चाहता हूँ कि हमने उत्तराखंड को पार्टनर स्टेट चुना है. दिस इज द फर्स्ट पार्टनर स्टेट फॉर SIA-INDIA फॉर डेवलपमेंट और स्पेस इनोवेशन फॉर एक्सलेंस. सर, हम लोग जी जोर से काम करेंगे आपके साथ और आपके अधिकारियों के साथ, ताकि हम उत्तराखंड को जो आपने ठोस जो वहाँ पर स्पेस के मूवमेंट्स हैं, हम उनको कैसे आगे इंडस्ट्री के साथ उसको लाभान्वित कर सकते हैं, उसके लिए सर हम तत्पर तैयार रहेंगे. धन्यवाद. सर, SIA-INDIA हर बार माननीय हमारे चहेते राज्यपाल जी जब आते हैं तो हमारे में इतना ज़्यादा फ्यूल डाल देते हैं कि वो अगले 6 महीने साल तक जो है ना वो चलता रहे, ताकि जब बैटरी डाउन होने लगे फिर माननीय राज्यपाल साहब आते हैं, बोले अच्छा थोड़ी ढीला पड़ रहे हो मामला, तो फिर एक बार इंजेक्शन लगता है. तो आई एम रियली थैंकफुल सर कि आपके इस तरह से इंजेक्शन लगते रहे और हम आगे बढ़ते रहे और काम करते रहे. और सर, कहना छोटा मुँह और बड़ी बात है सर, हमें जुम्मा सिर्फ 3 साल ही हुए हैं. 3-3.5 साल में सर जो हमने जो विश्वास आप लोगों का, हमारे नेताओं का, हमारे इंडस्ट्री लोगों का और हमारे ग्लोबल पार्टनर्स का, सर हमारे 50 से ज़्यादा ग्लोबल पार्टनर्स हैं आज की डेट में, और हम लोग इंस्टीट्यूशंस के साथ भी काम कर रहे हैं. और हम चाहेंगे सर कि आने वाला भविष्य जो लिखा जाए उसमें सर SIA-INDIA का छोटा सा नाम भी कहीं ना कहीं हो, जिससे स्पेस में डेवलपमेंट पार्टनर हम कर सकें और एक ऐसी दिशा दिखा सके जो कि हमारा देश चाहता है. क्योंकि सर एक छोटी सी चाबी होती है जो बड़े से ताले को खोलती है, उसी तरह से जो बिग मूवमेंट व्हील है जो चल रहा है उसको एक्सलेट करने के लिए स्पेस की चाबी लगानी जरूरत है, ताकि वो जॉइंट व्हील जो है वो तेज़ी से घूमने लगे. ऐसा आपने बोला कि स्पेस के द्वारा सब कुछ हो सकता है और स्पेस इज़ द क्रिटिकल मूवमेंट, ए क्रिटिकल इंटीग्रल पार्ट ऑफ डेवलपमेंट ऑफ सोसाइटी. सो सर, आपका पूरा भरोसा दिलाते हैं सर कि हम आगे वाले समय में हम ज़रूर जी तोड़ से काम करेंगे और आपके लिए धन्यवाद करते हैं. अब धन्यवाद देते हैं अपने पार्टनर्स का और हमारे मीडिया पार्टनर्स हैं और सर डेलीगेट्स जो दूर से आए उसके लिए हम बहुत धन्यवाद. थैंक यू.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आप सभी से निवेदन है कि कृपया राष्ट्रीय गान के लिए खड़े हो जाएं.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधितरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you so much. All of you are requested to kindly be seated, and I request our honorable chief guest along with other dignitaries to kindly visit the RXN exhibition area, which is there on the same floor. Post that, we'll head into a tea break, and then we'll start with the first session of the day. Thank you very much.